All right, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wonderful people, lovers of freedom all over the world. It's a great week for Biafrans. That I can assure you is a great week for Biafrans. And, you know, um, these are early signs of what we are to expect from December 2nd downwards. It will be a period of celebration. It will be a period that every Biafran all over the world, we never forget. And on that note, I'm gonna play a video of something historic today. I think people still don't understand the kind of prime minister, that the prime minister of the Biafran Republic government in SI, Prime Minister Simon Ekpa is. That guy is very intelligent and he makes his plans ahead. He's a very proactive person. That is why before he even comes out and talk about something, he has a backup plan. He must have made his plan and all that. So he speaks out of fact and act of intelligence and confidence. Now, the Prime Minister Simon Ekpa did something that I didn't even expect. But in my own little opinion, in my own little knowledge, I've been wondering, okay, I know Finland is a country that understands freedom, but will they actually be cool with the whole December 2nd declaration in their country? And the Prime Minister just made it very easy by doing this thing. The Prime Minister Simon Èkpá visited the office of the President of Finland to officially inform him. Do not forget that the Prime Minister Simon Èkpá Njoko and the President of Finland, they are friends, they know themselves, they are political allies and all that. We all know how the Prime Minister Simon Èkpá, was into big time politics in Finland. So he's a well-known figure, he's a popular figure. He has held offices, he has fought for offices also in Finland. He dropped his career, he dropped his political career just because of this Biafran freedom, just to concentrate, to get things done. So this has actually helped him, to meet a lot of people, and that is a good thing. It's a plus for Biafrans. And on that note, he's using his influence, to do the needful for Biafrans. On that note, the Prime Minister Simon Èkpá met with the President of Finland based on the December 2nd declaration so that the president will be officially aware. That is how intelligent people plan themselves. You don't just assume. You don't just take advantage of people's country, especially country like Finland that is organized to do some certain things. Even though nothing is going to come out, even though you're a citizen and you have your right as a citizen of the country, you must do the needful. Give to Caesar what belongs to Caesar. Give to Caesar what belongs to Caesar. And he has just given to Caesar what belongs to Caesar by giving the President of Finland that respect. Let us see and hear from the Prime Minister himself before we go into the issue of today. It is a great celebration for Biafrans, and Biafrans continue to win.
All right, I'm just coming from the office of the President of Finland, officially submitting the letter of intent ahead of our convention. We move.
Because of time, I am not certain that I will be going on to mention your names as usual, but I have seen your comments in the comment section. Please, I welcome every one of you. Once you are here, endeavor to welcome others by, of course, clicking and liking the share button, clicking and liking the broadcast, and of course, the share button. All right, I also immediately without further hesitation. As you can see, going by the title of this very live broadcast, I have said the breaking news. Nigeria's chief of army staff dies at age of 56 as Donald Trump wins U.S. presidential election. Wow. The title talks about two things, two different things completely. And these two things is, is a joy. These two things represent joy in the midst of Biafrans. You may ask, how? How is Donald Trump's winning American president, add to the Biafra restoration or Biafra, the happiness of Biafrans? You may also ask, how is the buying or the passing away? How is the passing of the terrorist chief of army staff of the zoo add to the joy of the Biafran people? Do not be in a hurry because we are going to analyze them all, explain them all, and of course, by the end of this very live presentation, you will understand how it adds immensely to the cause of Biafra and, of course, the joy of the Biafrans. Now, without further ado, let me, of course, begin with this very video, which is coming all the way from a Zoom media platform. And remember, at a point, I'm going to open the mic and, of course, make it an interactive one because I want all Biafrans to say their mind, as this very live broadcast is a national matter, not zoo national matter, but of course Biafra national, Biafra land, or should I say the 40 United States of Biafra national matter. So pay attention as I take you all through this very news. We are going to first of all listen and watch this very video, and after that we will begin to dissect them. And of course, the impunity, the criminality, the terrorism of the late Chief of Army Staff of the Zoological Republic of Animal Kingdom, Nigeria. In as much as the Zoo Army, the Zoo Janjaweed Terrorist Army today is a terrorist organization, that means the leader is a terrorist. No question, no question. No, I say no question. If you agree that Nigerian Army is the #1 terrorist organization in the world, or should I say in Africa, if you are #1 in Africa, you are #1 in the world. So the #1 terrorist organization in the world, that means the leader of that very terror group is a terrorist. So first of all, let us, of course, watch and listen to this Umokoko in the studio of TVC, and we begin to dissect them. Pay attention, my people. Angolango, Nankunabia.
Back here in Nigeria, President Bola Tinubu has announced the passing of the Chief of the Army Staff, Lieutenant General Tarid Abiodun Lagbaja. He died at the age of 56 on Tuesday night in Lagos after a period of illness. Lieutenant General Lagbaja was appointed Chief of Army Staff.
First of all, point of correction. Point of correction, Madam Mrs. or Miss Newscaster. The last time we heard about Lagbaja was when you people claimed that he spoke to the so-called president of the Zoological Republic, another terror and drug dealer, Bola Tinubu. You people were propagating after we dropped the news, asking questions. I don't know if I can even flash that very news on screen. When we dropped the news a couple of days ago, asking, I'm sure those of you who are watching live will bear me witness on this. We dropped the news asking questions. Has let me even check the title of that very news. I personally was asking, is Labaja don't buy? Is a question with question mark. Is Labaja don't buy? I think that is the correct question. That was the question. Labaja don't buy. That was question from the title of that very broadcast. I was asking, has Labaja joined his ancestors? Then we began to analyze what is going on. And then the Prime Minister of the Biafra Republic government in exile, His Excellency Mazi Simon Èkpá, made a statement on his official X account saying that the man is not coming back. He said the man is not coming back. So this news, this very news, generated a lot of conversation within the, zoo space. The following day, they began to claim that Labaja called Tinubu on telephone, they spoke on telephone, blah, 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 those garbage. I was sitting down one place watching them. We were just waiting for them to arrive. And they have finally arrived. One thing about the zoo is no matter how they try to bury Akakwampuruamu, at the end of the day, they will still arrive. The same way they hid the passing of Yaradua, they did all the abracadabra. Finally, they arrived. They hid the passing of, what's the name? Late Buhari. Till today, they are still hiding it. Once in a while, they will bring one idiot wearing mask, claim to be Muhammadu Buhari. But today, nobody knows where he is. Whether Buhari is in Katsina, in Daura, or whether he's in London or Abuja, nobody can tell. The just immediate past president of the zoo whereabout. Nobody can say, nobody can tell. But once in a while, maybe once in blue moon, they will bring picture or video of the of one idiot wearing mask. They will write former president Muhammadu Buhari say once in a blue moon, but nobody can authoritatively say the former president is here or there. So one day, just one day, they will finally arrive and tell you that anyway, that Buhari passed away. So just wait. So by the time they can no longer hide, even when they appointed, new, or should I say acting, they called him acting chief of army staff of the zoo. I also asked that question. Onwola, Onwugo Kezi, how are you appointing acting chief of army staff? They were unable to answer the question. But today, the question has finally been answered. Let's continue. So he did not actually buy in Lagos. He didn't buy in Lagos. They don't want to tell you the truth. But let's continue.
On the 19th of June 2023 by President Bola Tinubu, the president in a statement by his special advisor on information and strategy, Bayo Ononuga, expresses his heartfelt condolences to the family and the Nigerian Armed Forces, wishing him eternal peace and honors his significant contribution to the nation. TVC News senior reporter Sifon Essien takes a look at the life and times of the former chief of army staff.
For this occasion,
Lieutenant General Taoreed Lagbaja assumed command as the Chief of Army Staff following his appointment by President Bola Tinubu on June 23, 2023. His command philosophy was, quote, to transform the Nigerian Army into a well-trained, equipped, and highly motivated force towards achieving our constitutional responsibilities within a joint environment, end of quote.
Now, of course, it is now the foundation has been laid. The foundation has been laid that the chief terrorist commander of the Zoo terrorist army has joined his ancestors. After all the brouhaha, including the one that called himself Onyema Nwachukwu, they just made him the army spokesperson. The army spokesperson of the Zoo. That is the only position a Biafran man can attend in the Zoo. Only position a Biafran man can attend. When the last time a Biafran man was made the chief of army staff of the Zoo, which is somebody help me in the comment section with the name of the former the Igbo man that was the chief of army staff of the Zoo under Jonathan Ebele. Good luck. I think he's from former Abia State. That was under Jonathan. And the moment he began to fight Boko Haram, sincerely, Ife Jirika, Ihe Jirika, they called me Ihe Jirika. Thank you. Thank you, Chiji. Thank you, all of you. Thank you, Hediora. Thank you, Michael. Thank you, Arinze. Thank you, all of you. Now, the moment he began to fight the Boko Haram, the Northerners rose up en masse. They began to fight him. A man who rose up to fight terrorism as the chief of army staff of the Zoo, the Northerners who created, braided, trained, sponsor, and the, which other word am I going to use? Sponsor this terrorism, this Boko Haram, they rose up against him. Everywhere, internet was on fire. Oh, any fight against Boko Haram is against the fight against the North. Any war against Boko Haram is a war against the North. Any Boko Haram is a buying out of the Northerners. Anything that happens to Boko Haram is happening to the North. Any this or that. Internet was on fire. Protests everywhere. They fought that man until he was, roughly removed. He was not only removed as the chief of army staff, but he was, not voluntarily. He was mandatory. He was he was forcefully retired, which they call mandatory retirement. Mandatory retirement. He was forcefully retired from the Zoo army. You see? And today, since then till today, how many years now? Buhari, with the name or the impostor, reigned for 8 good years. Right? All the chief of army staffs of the Zoo during the reign of the name Buhari were all the Northerners. Not just the Northerners, but Fulanis. Tinubu came on board. He retired the former chief of army staff who fought Biafrans, and he appointed this chief terrorist now called Labaja. Now Labaja is gone. He has appointed another person who is also a Yoruba man, an Afonja. And this Afonja now, very soon he will be confirmed as the authentic chief of army staff of the Zoo. He will no longer be, what do you call it? He will no longer be an acting chief of army staff of the Zoo. And then he will begin to act. Abokwayono again. Once he start acting, Aboyono, Biafrans Aboyono. Otu esi buo Musa ọnụ na Musa obere oge ya anụkwa mkpọtụ Musa. Obere oge ya anụ mkpọtụ Musa. And the presence of this man called the late Labaja, has been a stumbling block to Musa to carry out the well-planned and organized military coup d'etat in the Zoological Republic of Animal Kingdom, Nigeria. So now that this man is out of the sight, I don't know what is going to happen again. Maybe before they finally make that one, the chief of army staff, the permanent authentic chief of army staff, no longer acting chief of army staff. Maybe before they come to understand this, Musa might have struck. Maybe Musa will strike. Maybe Musa is going to strike. Who knows? But can I watch? Now let's continue.
Under his leadership, the Nigerian Army expanded its training programs, which helped to significantly reduce activities in the northwest and brought Boko Haram's activities to an all-time low in the northeast.
So Nigerians should expect enhanced performance of our troops.
Lieutenant General Lagbaja emphasized the importance of integrating digital technology into military operations, which he presented at.
He said that under General Lagbaja, that there was a significant, reduction or whatever he said in the, in terms of terrorism and Boko Haram. But under under Lagbaja and the Musa, terrorism in the zoo became the order of the day, whereby on a daily basis, every blessed day, you hear what happened in the northern part of the Zoological Republic. If they do not burn their armored tanks, they will burn their armored military personnel carrier. They will buy soldiers. They will neutralize them. They will go into the villages, massacring innocent people, innocent civilians, innocent citizens, buying them on a daily basis in their homes, from the northeast to northwest to north central, down to Benue State. As I'm speaking to you right now, thousands of people in Benue State are being massacred. In Èkpá, I'm not telling you the one that happened before. I'm telling you recently now. Recently, this week now. So, what did the military, the so-called military, achieved under this evil man? They were busy sending soldiers, terrorists in military uniform, into Biafra land. As I'm talking to you now, there's this particular news going on right now, which is authentic, that there is a new formed terrorist group in Sokoto. In Sokoto, as I'm talking to you now, Sokoto has launched Sokoto government, because when you say Sokoto, it looks as if an ordinary businessman will go and form a terrorist group. No, Sokoto government has formed new terrorist organization. Let me bring it to this. Let me flash it. Can we can aganiru? I like him negosi. Sokoto government, the Sokoto state government, has now formed a new terrorist group in Sokoto, happening live. Look at your screen. Look at your screen. Sokoto state government. Look at what is written. And this is from Vanguard, not from me. From Vanguard. Another terror group emerges in Sokoto, deputy governor. The person who said it is the deputy governor of Sokoto state. He's the one that said it. I didn't say. It was not reported by me. The Vanguard News that happens to be one of the top zoo media platforms. He said that Sokoto now has a new terror group, and we are talking about over 7 deadly terrorist organizations in the northern part of the zoo. Now they have a new one in Sokoto. Formed and, of course, funded, controlled by the government. Who knows? Maybe they have found a new mineral resources, or maybe Christians are now becoming too much in Sokoto, and they want to wipe some of them out. Therefore, they have to form a new jihadist movement. That is it. Is there any other Is there any other problem? Is there another problem? It's only these two things. Either there is a new mineral resources, or maybe Christians are becoming too much. Therefore, they have to be wiped out. The zoo. And you want people like the Biafran people to be in that union? No way. No way. Wait until after the declaration of Biafra on December 2nd, and then you will see. Fire Biati. And this new man, which is the current acting, chief of army staff of the zoo, must be very, very, ready. You must be very, very ready, because as I'm talking to you now, let me read what is written here. I'm not going to show it, on the screen, for, of course, because of community guidelines. Let me read it for you. It is also today's news. And then after that, I will show our PM, because our PM has another achievement. I'm so sorry, because it's not on the title, because title cannot contain a lot of information. Title only has 100 characters. So there's another achievement from the Biafra government for Biafran people today. I'm going to show you that one. Maybe many of you must have seen it, but I'll play it moving forward. But let me read this. You see, separatist militants, Black Marine, have pied 9 Cameroonian gendarmerie following the group invasion of Abana. Let me take that again. This is a great news. It's unfortunate I'm not going to show it because of the image that follows it. Separatist militants, Black Marine, have pied 9 Cameroonian gendarmerie following the group invasion of Abana, formerly the headquarters of Bakassi, in the morning on Wednesday. Formerly the headquarters of Bakassi Peninsula in the morning on Wednesday. Some of the gendarmerie retreated before the group fled to another location. Now listen. Meanwhile, a notice has been sent to the divisional officer of Esangele subdivision to return to Cameroon or face the same fate with the DO of Edabato. Recall that a couple of days ago, going to 2 weeks now, the division officer of Edabato, who happens to be a Cameroonian, a Cameroon invader, because you have to be strict and straightforward, who happens to be a Cameroonian invader that invaded the Biafra land with his gangsters and gang of criminals in the name of army and police, taxing Biafran people in their God-given land, taxing the Biafrans in their own God-given land, telling them to pay tax to the strange government of Cameroon, which is very, very strange to us. That man was taken by, of course, you get the gist. You get the gist. The man is nowhere to be found as I speak to you now. As I'm talking to you now, the man was taken by those who said no, that this thing cannot continue. And of course, you get the gist. So a notice has been served to another terrorist who is there at the moment, as I'm speaking to you now, to vacate and go back to Cameroon or face the fate of the DO of course, Edabato. Now, let us listen to our Prime Minister, and then we take it from there. Remember, I told you that Biafrans, we do not have only 2 celebrations today, but 3. The first one is already done. I think we are done with that because we are not going to talk too much on that unless when I open the microphone for people to come in and make their contribution. So that's the first one. The second one, we should be the first one, by the way. This should be the first one. Because this one is directly to us. Directly, this one is us now. Now, by the way, I made a mistake because I have to tell you, why is a celebration to Biafran people for the passing of the chief terrorist of the Zoological Republic of Animal Kingdom, Nigeria. It is a celebration to us because right from the time immemorial, when an enemy suffers, unfortunate situations or something like that, or maybe passes away, you don't have to cry for the enemy. Because why is he the enemy? Because he wants you out of the way. He wants you out of the way. He wants you down. And if whatever he's thinking for you or he's planning for you happens to him, you have no right to cry. Rather, you rejoice. So that's why we are rejoicing. That is the reason why Biafrans are rejoicing. Because this man was among the people who want the head of the Prime Minister of BLG, Simon Èkpá. This man has sent many of his thugs and terrorists in military uniform to our land to massacre innocent people, bomb our marketplaces, buy our women and children, burn down houses, buy the entire village. This same man, under his watch, his terrorist in uniform, invaded many communities in our land, both in Old Anambra State, in the Old Imo State, or even in Old Enugu, massacre innocent people in broad daylight. In broad daylight. So when such a man joins his ancestors in such a young age, we will celebrate. We will thank our God for removing another enemy who is believed to be hard for his children. Who is believed to be hard and strong for his children or against his children. This is why we will celebrate. This is the reason why we celebrate. It is a great celebration. So now, let us move to the second segment, which in reality is the first segment. Let us listen to our PM.
All right. I'm just coming from the office of the President of Finland, officially submitting the letter of intent ahead of our convention. We move. All right. I'm just coming from the office of the President of Finland, officially submitting the letter of intent ahead of our convention. We move.
We move. We move. Osetigun. You can see the letter here. Let me try and see if I can make it bigger than what it is. I think this is all I can do. You can see the letter of intent. Letter of intent. Mr. President, sir, this is what we intend to do here in your country, Finland. letter of intent. So when you are working with educated people, not just educated, but highly educated, not just highly educated, but brainy, because you can be educated, but you are not highly educated. You can be highly educated, but you are not brainy. Education does not give you knowledge, wisdom. Education has no business with wisdom. I want you to know it today. I think I've said this before. It has absolutely no connection with wisdom. The only thing education gives you is knowledge. Knowledge of a certain thing that you learned from the classroom. That's the only thing you obtain from education. Knowledge, not wisdom. So when you are working with people who are educated, highly educated, brainy, that has the wisdom, God-given wisdom, the wisdom from above. That's what I mean. It is not gotten in the classroom. It is not gotten by whatever. It is from above. When you are working with this kind of people, everything yana agananya, everything na agananya, ifu settings. The reason, let me tell you, the reason why many people fail in this life, one of the reasons, not the reason exactly, one of the reasons many people fail in this life is lack of plans. Lack of plans, not just plans, but proper plans of what you want to do, what you want to be, and how you are going to do it to be it. You understand? Let me take that again. Proper plans of what you want to do, what you want to be, and how you are going to do it to be it. Are you paying attention? How you are going to do it to be it, to become that thing that you want to be in your life. So proper plan. Once you plan it, you go for it, because when you plan it, then you fashion a way of how to do it in order to become it. Many people today do not have plans of their lives. Oh, well, many people don't know what today. If we fetch fotalo, well, whatever the day brings is okay for them. They are very, very comfortable. It's okay for them. Whatever the day brings, they go with it. This type of people are always failures. Are you paying attention? So when you are working with this type of people, you know very well that you are in the right direction, because everything is well planned. Since we have been talking about convention, tell me if you ever thought, or if you ever known that the BLGIE is supposed to submit a letter of intent to the Finnish presidential office. Tell me, just tell me in the comment section, or when I share the link, you come here and tell me if you ever thought of it. That somehow there's something called letter, no matter your education, or it doesn't matter. Tell me if you ever thought of it. Letter of intent. So now the president of Finland, because it is directly from his office, the president of Finland is no longer hearing it from the media that the Biafran people want to declare Biafra in his own country. It's no longer a media thing or maybe propaganda. He's not sure. He wasn't sure. Now he has the letter directly from the PM. This is not a group of Biafrans or that kind of thing. No, the PM himself. That is to show you how the office is highly regarded. I'm not talking about the office of PM. We all know how high it's regarded. I'm telling you now, the office of the Finnish president, how high is regarded. Please, anybody who is calling me now, I'm not picking your call right now. If I'm on live broadcast, so you don't have to call me now, unless I open the line for general, conversation. Now, to show you how high the office is regarded, that the Prime Minister of Biafra himself has to go by himself to submit the document, and then the president himself will be very, very happy that the Biafran people did not send a group of people to submit a document for him, but their leader, their direct prime minister, is the one who is here by himself, directly, by himself. So it is a huge respect to the office of the president. It is a huge respect to the Finland people. You understand? And now we are free. We are free to go on, do our convention, declare our nation, and go on and defend it. Because many people are not aware. Many people do not know the meaning of the declaration. Or let me use our own as example. This our upcoming December 2nd Biafra redeclaration. Many people do not know what it stands for. If you go on TikTok, you see all these Binu and then do some idiotic funjas talking nonsense. Even our own Biafran people join them. And they join them. You see some of them, hey, we are waiting on December 2nd. Hey, we are waiting for December 2nd. If you don't get Biafra on December 2nd, you are this, you are that. They have no idea of what December 2nd is represented to us, or is going to represent to us. They have no idea, and they don't want to listen. Even when they know, they claim not to know. They use another narrative in order to, emotionally blackmail us, or even to try and make our work look rubbish. But we know what we are doing. We know where we are heading to, and we know how we are going to get there. You understand? We are not calling America to show us the way to freedom. No. No. We are not calling anybody or any nation to show us the way to freedom, because we know how to get to that place. We know how to get freedom. That's why we are using what is called multidimensional approach to our freedom. We're fighting on ground, using diplomatic approach. We have government. We have everything that a nation deserves or required to have to declare a sovereign state. You understand? So this is another achievement today. So as a Biafran, this is our second celebration for today. Now we are going to move into the, of course, let's hear what the PM said once again, and then we move to the third segment, which is, of course, the winning of Donald Trump. We are going to dissect it as well.
All right. I'm just coming from the office of the President of Finland, officially submitting the letter of intent ahead of our convention. We move.
All right. We move, of course, we move. We move.